Yes, people, two trades, half an hour into market open, up $3,400 on the day. Smashed it, really happy. I can go and probably explore some waterfalls for the rest of the afternoon. Enjoy the live trading recap. Okay, so it is Wednesday. There weren't any trades yesterday for me as we were traveling from Ahmed in Bali to Munduk, where we are at now. I did want to film this outside on the beautiful balcony that we have, but it is raining quite a bit. I'll insert the footage if I can get it in the video. So trades today, the levels we're looking at, it's pretty good. Don't have to do that much work because they are the same levels as the ones that we were looking yesterday. So for the upside, we have 600, 650 essentially, and 700. For the downside, we have 550, matter of fact, in the hour preceding the open, which is in 10 minutes, we got a relatively big bounce off this level here. It's the same level that we bounced off late in the trading session yesterday. So for the downside, that is a pretty key level. And then following that, we actually have to go back quite a bit on the daily time frames, all the way down to 420 levels, which happened back in July. We had some kind of head and shoulders pattern before a relatively big rally in the markets. So what I am looking at today, well, essentially any rejections of these levels of resistance above, so 600, 640, 650 range and 700, I will be looking for shorts. Any bounce back from the levels underneath, at the moment it really is only 550, I will be looking for longs. 1 minute to go until market open. We are seeing a relatively big bounce off of this level, and there we have it. Market is open. So relatively clean break through this 550 level. Yeah, so we have to go quite far back on the DAX for prior levels of support. It's broken under this recent low here from yesterday's low, and the only real support we have underneath this is all the way down to 420 region. On micro time frames, we're seeing some actually good response so far to prior lows on the DAX. Actually, a really good response. So any retest of these lows, I could be looking for a long. In here for 50, with a stop underneath prior lows. I'll be keeping it relatively tight at 1750. So 3 minutes into the close of this next 15, I would love for this wick to hold true. We do have an increase in buying volume on this particular candle at these lows. Very happy with my entry, which is at the prior session bounce. At these lows, I'll be looking for a profit, hopefully, ideally at the top of the range, but that is still in quite a bit of time. Just got to wait and see how these next few 5-minute candles develop. Okay, so we're getting a nice push into the close of this 15. I like the look of it so far, up anywhere from $600 to $700 on the day. Make that 800. We have the 5 MA stacked just above at 1560, which is a prior level from previous days. This level will be key. I'm up 1,200 on the day with the open of this next 15. I am tempted to close the trade. However, with this long wick to the bottom, I'll be interested to see where this continues. My stop loss is still at a 1 risk, 1R down at $1,000. I will be moving this up just to protect some capital should the price reverse from now. We are quite far enough from these levels that I'm happy just keeping it as is. Because of how fast this trade is going, I am inclined to think that this could just reverse relatively fast and want to take some profit off the table. Yeah, up 2,000 on the day. I'm probably milking it for a couple of more points. Sweet, and I'm out here, up 2,300 on the day, pretty good. Trades, could this go all the way up? Yes, it could, but because of the intensity of and how big these candles are, we usually see a bit of a sell-off before continuing higher. If this does give me an opportunity to get back in, let's say at the 1560 levels, I could do that. Obviously, it could also just run without me. Regardless, I mean, how long was that trade? Probably a couple of minutes long. Well, I can tell you now, we entered on the retest of this 1 minute, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-minute trade, up 2,300 on the day. It's pretty good by me. Let's see what the market gives us if we have any further opportunities. Okay, so the price did climb pretty much all the way to 600, so we missed out on a couple of points here. However, as I mentioned, the price action was relatively swift, and therefore I was expecting a retest down to these levels. If I come to the 5-minute, we're essentially at the 13 EMA. Could we get a retest all the way down to the 5 MA? I'm not sure. Regardless, if I do re-enter a trade, it will be a relatively light position. We're already up 2,300 on the day, and I am not looking to give back any of those profits. 2 minutes into the open of this new 5, the 15, the 1 hour, everything is looking relatively bullish. So I'd be happy getting into a long at these levels here. Okay, I'm buying here. And as I buy, it drops a bit further. That's okay with me. I'll be moving my stop underneath the 60s here. If I get a chance to do so, I may not. Okay, so as you can tell, I sometimes have quite a bit of issues. Trading and traveling on the go is great. It's an amazing, freedom of time that I get. I'm able to travel, and this morning we were at a waterfall. It was great. But it does mean that sometimes the Wi-Fi isn't as reliable as if I were at home, in an office, or at a studio somewhere. So I have to be really disciplined with having some stop losses in, because should there be a power cut or the Wi-Fi go and I'm just in an open trade without access to my account, that could be a very sticky situation where I lose a lot more money than I'm willing to give back. So I'm always I always try to stay on top of things with that. So 1 minute left in this 5-minute candle. It's got a nice wick to the bottom, testing the 5 EMA. Now, could I have been more patient with my entry, waited for here? Yes, as I said, it could come all the way back to here. But with the momentum that we were seeing in the market, and the fact that the SPY wasn't really giving up much of its recent gains, it was a good indication that the price could just keep ripping on up, and I didn't want to miss out on the trade. So sized down accordingly, and was able to give myself a bit of room with regards to my stop. I would love to see this break this prior minute 5 high, which we could potentially be seeing. Okay, nice momentum at the beginning of this new 5. I'll be putting a take profit just underneath the 600 level. If it lets me do so. Okay, so I've put a take profit underneath the lows of this range that it broke during pre-market. We are seeing a fairly big push up from these levels. So I will be moving my stop loss into break even and essentially making this a risk-free trade. pushing quite aggressively towards the 600 level, which also happens to be the 48 EMA on the 5 minute and the 5 MA on the 15. I will likely take this trade off before I let it go to take profit, although it's at this prior high here. Should we get a clean breakthrough, we could go all the way up. Let's see what happens. Worst case scenario, I give back $800 of these gains and only make 100. Okay, we get a clean break over, $1,000 on the trade. Two minutes left until the start of this new 30-minute candle. The SPY is broken above the 48 EMA on the 5 minute, sorry. We've broken above on the 5 minute on the DAX as well. Another $1,000 on the board with only half of a lot size. I'm happy just locking that in. And there you have it. So $2,300 trade followed by a $1,100 on the trade, up $3,400 for the day. About half an hour into market open. I mean, that's a fairly great day. Yesterday, as I said, I couldn't get any trades in. Monday was a negative day, which took me 2 hours of my time for a minus $500. I am just going to clean this up and probably go exercise and then explore a bit more. There's quite a few waterfalls in the area, so I'm happy just leaving it there.